What's going on, everyone? Robert from Bridging the Geekdoms here. Hey, did you like what you just listened to? Because if you did, make sure you hit that like, that follow, that subscribe button. That way you can get all of the updated and brand new podcasts from Bridging the Geekdoms podcast. And while you're at it, check out our buddies over at Nerdtalkalypse podcast and the Fandom Vibe. Hit like, subscribe to them, listen to them, give them a shot as well because, you know, we're one big happy network at Nerdtalkalypse Podcast Network, and, we want to spread some love, and this can only happen with you, the listeners. So definitely hit those up, hit us up, make sure you follow, like us, comment on our Facebook group, join in on our Facebook group, do all of those fun things so that way you can be more involved with what we bring to you. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Gonna see if Colton would actually start this episode. He just looked at me, though.
Penis.
This is Bridging the Geekdoms podcast, where a couple of douchebags like us just
a bunch of fucking tools work on a car.
What?
I don't fucking know.
But we talk about all things movies, comics, entertainment,
and cars.
And not cars.
And porn.
So, I'm your host, Robert, and with me, as always, is Colton.
Your boy, the freshly shaven skinny pea.
You're not freshly shaven at all.
Not on my face.
Oh, man, what's going on? What's new with you, buddy?
Manscaped.
Obviously.
Nah, nothing much. I watched a couple videos. I watched a couple movies. I watched a 15-17 to Paris. That was a pretty cool movie. That was cool. I didn't know what it was about for like the first 3/4 of the movie, and then it all made sense. I watched 12 Strong. Is that movie? Came out at the beginning of the year.
Yes, with Chris
Thor.
Hemsworth.
With Thor, yeah. It was pretty cool. I like that one more than I like 15-17. And I watched Game Night. That was pretty cool. I might watch Game Night again. I like that movie.
It has the not Matt Damon in it.
Yeah. You know, the
guy
Dat Maimon.
The guy that looks like Matt Damon that's not Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's Dat Maimon.
And has a bigger forehead than Matt Damon.
Ah, Vince McMahon.
What?
What? Hey.
So what else is new?
Nothing much, really.
That's good. So, this episode we're going to talk about a few things. Mostly
porn.
Iron Fist Season 2, but a few other things as well. Today it looks like Netflix announced, the upcoming launch of NX, which is going to be the streaming service's new geek-friendly division of genre content, from superheroes to sci-fi, anime, and everything in between.
So Netflix.
So yeah, basically Netflix. They're just trying to compete with Hulu now, I guess. But that was announced today. I haven't looked at the announcement video. I'm kind of just looking on comicbook.com at this. Yeah, there's some. The biggest thing is I guess on their Facebook, they changed their Defenders page, which was the page that was for Marvel's Defenders, to Netflix NX.
Nice.
Or NX. So people are taking this as a sign as the Defenders is done, that we're never going to get a season 2 or anything like that.
Not really.
I mean, I don't think it means that, but...
Yeah, that's not a definitive answer. That's hey, it's probably not going to come out for a while, so we're just going to use this.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. Which is kind of weird that Defenders, like the page wasn't run by somebody from Marvel. That's kind of weird to me. I mean, I know it's a Netflix show, but
yeah,
it's created and run by Marvel. You know, it's
weird.
Just put on Netflix. Yeah, I thought it was weird. So that's what's going on in the world. Let's see.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Would you like to get away?
Interesting.
I don't know any more of the song.
Hey, do you want to put a couple shout-outs here to the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I know it threw you guys out there last week, but just saying it again, hey, always fun conversing with you guys on Twitter.
Yeah, it was so fun. He punched his knuckles together.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, bro, you're not here to fist bump me, but I'll fist bump myself, and hopefully one of you guys do it on your episode to make it make sense.
Yeah, because that's actually what I did there.
Yeah.
So, give a shout out to them. DC Universe launched this past Saturday.
Have you watched it, any of it?
Yeah, I've dabbled in it a little bit here.
You dipped your toes.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to really dive into it. But, when I'm looking at it and everything like that and seeing what people are saying in the communities there, like they're freaking out. This is crap. I can't believe I'm paying for this. People need to realize that it's brand new. You're not going to have a million things to do on there. Not only that, but they don't have their original content coming out yet. That's next month. And they announced that prior that the original content was going to come out. So
typical people not reading.
Exactly,
or
not
listening.
understanding or listening or anything like that. But, I dig it. I mean, you got Batman the Animated Series. The first, 65 episodes are on there. You got, Superman the Animated Series is on there. What else is there? Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond. So, the animated stuff, just in, from the 90s and early 2000s is there. Young Justice is on there. A lot of good shows are there. On top of that, you have a lot of the animated movies. Because Batman Day was this past Saturday, they have a lot of Batman stuff on there. Mm-hmm. So if there's something Batman that you haven't read or watched or anything,
thought about touching yourself too,
you jump on there because you're gonna be able to find a lot of that. I never read the first introduction to Batman in Detective Comics, which I think was Detective Comics number 34. I never read it before. I knew it was there. I knew what the cover looked like. I knew what the story was, but I never read it. Well, guess what? I read it the other day. It's 6-7 pages long. I got to finally read it. I think it's kind of cool.
Did you enjoy it?
It's pretty bad. But
well,
it
was 1937. So.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So
it's crazy. I can remember that date.
Yeah. So it's cool that kind of stuff is on there. I saw The Dark Knight Returns is on there. I think I saw The Killing Joke maybe.
Hey, speaking of that, I started watching reading the Batman Metal series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started reading that yesterday. It was pretty cool. I know we were just talking about Batman, and that happened to come to my mind.
Oh, you got nothing else?
Yeah, no. I also watched the first issue of the Infinity War series, the original OG Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
Read the first series of that. It was pretty cool.
Interesting.
Thanos was going to fight Thanos again. It was weird.
Yeah, fucking weird. So, DC Universe Online. DC Universe not online, just DC Universe. I really enjoyed it. I think it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to Titans. We got a new picture of the Titans. We also got a little clip where you have Tim Drake.
The Robins meeting each other.
Yeah, Tim Drake meeting Dick Grayson. So that's kind of cool. I mean, they're really pushing it, and I get that, and I think people need to realize that it's not going to be grade A from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, nothing is grade A from the beginning. Listen to our first episode. We don't even have the first episode anymore.
Yeah, who knows where it's at?
It's in purgatory somewhere.
Yeah. So again, I say check it out. You might enjoy what you find there, or if not, just wait until October and get it, because that's when Titans comes out. And then every week. For what I think 13 weeks is a new episode of Titans. So
that's pretty cool.
Plus DC Daily. I actually haven't gotten to watch DC Daily yet. I want to. I haven't done it yet. It was supposed to launch on the same day. I never got around to watching it, so I got 3 days to catch up on. But nerd.
I bet you never felt a vagina before.
A what?
Nerd.
So that's exciting. DC Universe. So I think people give it a shot. Check it out. They do have a free 7-day trial. Now you do have to give them your information, and if you don't like it, have to make sure you cancel. But they do have a free 7-day trial.
I mean, that's cool. Maybe in October I'll use it.
Yeah, absolutely.
See if I like it.
So like I said, last Saturday was Batman Day, and I threw up a couple polls on the Facebook group, asking just some general questions like, hey, what are your favorite Batmans? This. Oddly enough, I threw up favorite Batman comic, and I put up 6 different options. Or what did I say? Yeah, favorite Batman comic. I gave 6 different options with the ability to add more options to it, and out of 15 votes, The Killing Joke won.
Yeah, I can't remember if I voted for that.
You did.
Did I?
Like a dumbass.
Well, I voted for that one, and I voted for another one. I can't remember what the other one was.
Hush.
I do like Hush. Hush is good.
I don't understand what the infatuation is with the Killing Joke. You know, I think what really killed it for me was the movie.
The joke.
Well, no, it was the movie when they came out with that animated movie, because I read the Killing Joke and it was a good book.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's my favorite. It was the best. I read it. I enjoyed it. Then I watched the movie and I'm just like, you know what?
You're just raping a dead horse.
It's not that good of a Batman story. When you think of all the Batman stories that are out there in the world, you know, some in comic form, there's been a couple books, Batman books I've read, you know, like there's so much more that's out there that's better than The Killing Joke. And I don't understand why people like that one
like
so
Hush.
much. Hush is good. I'm a big fan of Year One and obviously The Dark Knight Returns. I think The Dark Knight Returns is the only way, the quintessential way to end Batman. Like if you're thinking like, when does Batman end? Like that final,
the Dark Knight.
yeah. Like like I know that they came out with sequels, like Frank Miller. I almost said Mark Miller. Frank Miller came out with, you know, more after that. You know, like to continue that story. And I don't look at those, like the Dark Knight Returns Part 2 or whatever it's called. I don't pay attention to those because that final battle when he, you know, fights Superman and, you know, they believe that Batman is dead, you know, and he's not though. But like, to me, that's how Batman should end. Like, you know, like that, like whoever quote unquote kills him isn't going to actually kill him. He's going to make them believe he did, but that way he can go live a life. And that's kind of what he does there. And he doesn't go live a life. He goes and trains kids, you know, which is kind of actually weird. But, you know, he's training kids to
Mr. Miyagi. Obviously.
Yeah, but again, I don't know. I just think that's probably the best Batman comic in my opinion. But again, I think that's the best way to end Batman.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's just me. I don't think there's any other way that you can end his story.
Without him being rebooted 12 times.
Yeah. What about this? Favorite film version of Batman? So, you know, you got your Adam West, and yes, he did have a film. So, you know, I try to stay away from the TV stuff, but Adam West did have a Batman film that came out.
I mean,
so.
obviously, Adam West.
Then there's Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, and Ben Affleck. So, who's your favorite?
Adam West.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I love Adam West. I mean, he's not the greatest portrayal of Batman, but just the way he brought kookiness to the character.
I probably didn't like one that wasn't added on there was Kevin Conroy, even though he was just a voice for animated. He did do a couple animated movies.
Yeah,
as the voice of Batman.
I mean, but that's not technically Batman. I mean, it's just the voice.
Here's the thing, though. Like, you know, when you sit there and talk about Batman and stuff like that, you sit there and you think like, okay, or not think about, but like when you read a comic book. What voice do you hear? I hear Kevin Conroy.
I hear my voice. I am the Knight.
But honestly, like whenever I'm reading a comic, a Batman comic, or if Batman's in the comic, I hear Kevin Conroy's voice. Like that is who I hear. So, like to me, like he has been the most influential Batman for me because of how much
you've watched him.
I've watched and enjoyed what he created on the animated series and such. So. But if I were to rank mine, because I go a little above and beyond with stuff, my first live-action Batman would be Affleck. I just think he encapsulates everything that Batman and Bruce Wayne are best on screen. And yes, I get, like, BVS, he was, you know, like, for killing, essentially, but not really. Like, yeah, he branded people. He wasn't killing them. It was they were getting killed elsewhere. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like, he can't help that.
Yeah. You know, he did go a little higher and above and beyond what he was to be than what he said he was going to do in the beginning, you know, and essentially mauling people. But you take a look at those scenes, like the scene, the warehouse scene. He's not killing people. Like he's
just knocking them out.
He's knocking them out. He's, you know, taking them out in any way, in any means necessary. And there's a couple people that died there, but it's not because of him. It's, you know... Yeah,
different circumstances.
But Affleck, then Keaton, then Bale, then Kilmer, then West, then Clooney. That's how I go.
Yeah, Clooney's at the bottom.
He's got to be at the bottom. And here's the thing. It's like West and then way down there.
It's like the tip of my dick touching the ground. Low. Yeah. Like that low.
But it can't. So, you know, that's just me. But... Yeah, I mean that's about it. That I mean we did some other things for Batman Day, but Batman Day was fun.
Yeah.
Had by all.
Some may say it was fun. That was the best 5 seconds you'll ever hear in your life.
First photos from the set of Todd Phillips' The Joker have found their way online, thanks to Todd Phillips.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Fucking spoiler, man.
Did you look at the photos?
Yeah. He lost a lot of weight.
Who cares?
But I wonder what the storyline is.
Probably stupid.
Oh, wow. But what would be your hint? Because it doesn't look like he's the Joker yet in that.
No, even though publishers are trying to say that first images of the Joker from Todd Phillips' Joker movie, then you open up and there's no Joker. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, like websites and publishers, shame on you for clickbaiting people. Like that's fucked up. Like, stop doing that shit.
But he's not the Joker in this.
No.
Well, fuck. What was the one? I can't think of the story. Damn it. Actually, hold on. I think I got it written down over here for later on down the road for what we're doing later. Nope, not there. Nope, not there. What the fuck? I must have only printed off a certain amount of pages.
Also, his name, or supposedly the name of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is going to be Arthur Fleck, supposedly. I don't know.
I know that's a story. I can't think of what the fuck it's called though.
You're not very good at this game.
I'm just trying not to be quiet.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I mean the pictures are all right. I mean it's just him in everyday clothes, a jacket, walking around. There's a scene of him like looking at a clown and like honking his nose, and then there's this photo of him smiling real big. And I don't know, like I mean, aesthetically, it kind of reminds me of an updated Burton-verse, Tim Burton, Batman Returns kind of universe, like look to it, modernized, but like just that grittiness to me. But I don't know, I'm not sold on it. I don't know. I want to be excited for it, and someone like me who's such a big fan of anything DC and Batman, you would think I'd be more excited, but I don't know. To me, it's not something that we needed.
I think DC needs to recover more before they do anything else.
Exactly, and that kind of segues me into my next thing.
There you go. Here. I helped. I contributed this episode. I did something. DC imploded.
What was it? It was Wednesday because you were still at work. Right?
Yeah, DC literally imploded at about 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, like 10:30 in the morning. Came out. There was a report that came out that said Henry Cavill no longer playing Superman in the DC film universe, and the internet broke.
Yeah,
it legitimately just crashed.
It died. It was like, nope, I'm not. Nope. I almost said a really bad joke. Really bad. Then,
maybe a half hour later, it came out
that.
It came out. No, not this part. It came out that. Oh yeah, maybe. That Ben Affleck was officially out as Batman. Which still, there's no truth to that. That day he didn't come out. There's no official announcement saying that Ben Affleck was done on that same day.
I mean, nothing has been official yet.
Yeah, nothing's been official with either party. And then another report came out that said Michael B. Jordan is being eyed up to play Superman to replace Henry Cavill. So then that report comes out. Then there's another report that comes out. Like, literally, that day was just report after report after report of just ridiculous amount of information.
Yeah.
The next report then came out that said that the reason why Henry Cavill is stepping down, which was his decision, because this report saying it was his decision, is because that they didn't want to, or he didn't want to wait years and years for a Man of Steel 2. Man of Steel 2 was put on the back burner while they focus on a Supergirl movie. So then you start thinking logically, well, if they're going to throw Man of Steel 2 way in the back burner, why would they recast Michael B. Jordan? So that's not making sense. That's not correlating at all. So you start to see, like, after like the fourth story came out, there's holes being punched into all these little theories and ideas of what's going on. Then you had his agent, come out and say, oh, we're still working hard, and hoping to work with DC, blah, 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 but, blah, 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 whatever. You'll get a response from DC at some point, or from Warner Brothers. And then Warner Brothers comes out and is like, oh, we have, the best relationship with Henry Cavill and his team, and, no discussions have been made about the future of Superman, but, stuff like that. Like, just the hodgepodge of...
Yeah, pissing around the point.
Pissing around, like, just getting around what the actual issue is. For some odd reason, people were fine with those two responses. Most people, not everybody. Because I wasn't. I'm like, this is all bullshit. Then later that night...
no, this is all a span of less than 24 hours.
Later that night, Henry Cavill posts an Instagram of video, literally like maybe 30 seconds long. And it's music playing, and he kind of just is looking down, and he lifts up an action figure, or more like a Barbie-sized doll of Superman, and slowly raises his head, and then slowly puts his head back down with the doll going down. And then that's it. And you're like, what the fuck does this all mean? What could it possibly mean?
And what we've done is we sat down, we gathered our resources, contacted the Illuminati, and here I am to tell you what it is.
What is it?
He totally is stepping down as Batman.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I mean... If this is true, because then there was talk that it was negotiations fell through during the Shazam movie, the Shazam shoot. They wanted to get him in there as a cameo. It just they couldn't work it out. But then they wanted to talk about extending his deal, and the problem is they don't plan on a movie being made for a while because they are going to focus on Supergirl. All this kind of stuff is going on. So a lot of this stuff, there are many things that are coming out that seem to be true, that could be true, while others like the Michael B. Jordan casting and stuff like that, I don't think that's true. I think that's just some tool or some troll or some douchebag working at some paper he was like, hey, I'm going to throw this out there to rile up the DC fanboys even more. So
I feel personally attacked.
Why? Because you're a douchebag?
This isn't new, man. We've been doing this for like a year and a half. Everybody knows I'm a douche.
True. So, but really getting into everything, it's kind of like, okay, so where does it stand? And this day, almost a week later, we still know no more than we did at 10:30 a.m. last Wednesday.
But granted, I don't think Warner Brothers knows any more than what they did last Wednesday.
And it's crazy. It's at that point, because like to me, if Henry Cavill's gone, the DC film universe as we know it right now is dead.
Yeah.
You could lose Affleck as Batman. That is fixable because he wears a mask 90% of the time. You can fix that.
Or you could just, Nightwing steps in and then boom.
Again, you could do something like that. But Superman.
That's a lot of retconning.
Not only that, but Henry Cavill has been the face of the DC universe since 2013. All right, so for 5 years, he's been the face of this universe. Whether you like it or not, he has been the face of it. Man of Steel, I say it's a masterpiece, but I know some people don't think it's that great. Some people do like it, some people don't. Okay, it's divisive.
Hey, Vic.
Batman vs. Superman. Okay, I get it. It's a divisive film, big time. But the film works on so many levels when it comes to Henry Cavill. His portrayal of Superman, his anguish, his trying to understand his role and point in the world, while the world is turning their backs on him. It's such a powerful movie in that regard, and I think he plays it perfectly. And then whether you love Justice League or not, when he comes back, that is Superman. When he comes, he makes his entrance, and he's sitting there smiling, beating down Steppenwolf. That is Superman. That was his moment. He finally was the Superman that everybody knows and loves.
And now he's gone, forcefully ripped away from us.
Exactly.
If he returns, he has to come back in a black suit.
At this point, yeah.
He has to. He owes us now.
But, I just sit there and I just think, I'm like, come on, people. DC, Warner Brothers, you can't fuck this up that bad. How can you screw it up this bad?
Yeah, it was okay before, but now it's just put it down.
Exactly. And
just kill it.
And literally, I say you could do one of two things. You can shut it all down, Shut it all down. And
Shut
just
it all
reboot.
down and give it to Disney. just give it to Disney.
Shut it all down. Wait 3 years. During those 3 years, plan out a film universe and go from there.
Way better than what they did.
Or you can do a soft reboot. And a soft reboot, I don't think would be that difficult to do. You know, my idea was, okay, so let's say Henry Cavill leaves. So you cast somebody else, not Michael B. Jordan, as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Affleck left. All right, you cast somebody else as Batman. John Hamm, let's say that. You know, like, because that's a rumor that's up now, and John Hamm supposedly said, I'd play Batman if the right, you know...
Yeah, so is that other guy from Community. I can't think of his name, the Asian dude.
Ken Jeong.
Yeah.
He wants to be Superman.
He could be a Superman. You have to believe.
He will definitely be the one who can make you believe a man can fly. But you could recast those. You still have, you know, Aquaman, you have Flash, you have Wonder Woman, Shazam, you have all these characters already. You recast those two, and instead of saying, okay, the next movie is going to be a Batman movie, or the next movie is going to be this, make the next movie a Justice League movie again. You know, name it something, you know, make it Justice League 2, whatever, name it Justice League Reborn, refreshed, retold,
New
whatever.
52.
Something, who knows? You know, Rebirth, I don't care. Name it something. But you start fresh from there. So everything that happened before that still happened. It's still part of continuity in the universe.
Yeah.
But at that point, you start there. And you can not only have who you have established already, but you can throw other people. You can throw your Green Lantern, your Martian Manhunter. You can throw these other characters in there.
Hawk Girl.
And introduce them in that movie, even if it's just a small part. You don't need to give a whole backstory and like, this is Martian Manhunter. He comes from Mars because the white Martians killed all his people and he's the last son of Mars and blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't need to go into all that. You can just be like, this is, you know, Martian Manhunter, however you want to introduce him.
And he's pretty cool.
And he's cool. Yeah, and you move on to the next. You know, you could do that, build off then from that movie. You have a decent story with villains where you can have Lex Luthor and Deathstroke teaming up to create the Legion of Doom, have Brainiac involved with that for some reason. It's not hard. They can do that.
Yeah.
That would be a brilliant idea to start an overall story. People would then forget about what happened before with Steppenwolf and Darkseid and Doomsday and everything like that. And then eventually you could lead back to Darkseid.
Yeah,
at some
because you're
point.
going to have to walk away from that for a while.
But, I mean, those are their two options at this point. I know that there's a third option that they're going to go with.
Yeah, we're fucking everything. Nope, everything exists. Superman got a gender change and he's a different color now, and Batman's Nightwing, and this is what it is.
They're gonna put a cape on a refrigerator with a big S on the front, like, here's Superman.
Here's Super Beer. Just spits Coors Light out at people. That's selling out for sponsorship.
But I mean, they're gonna go with an option that, you know,
makes no fucking sense.
Makes no sense, and this just reinforces my theory that there was never meant to be a larger universe. Yeah, I can't talk today. There was never meant to be a larger universe. It was supposed to be literally Snyder's vision. Snyder had made
Wow, you are me today, man.
He made Man of Steel.
Maybe.
And they're like, hey, it's good. Why don't you make a sequel? So he was like, sure, I'll make Man of Steel too.
Okay.
And then they were like, how about this? How about add Batman to it? He's like, oh, that sounds like a cool idea. How about we do Batman versus Superman? Oh, and then at that point in time, he was making his story, his Superman arc. You know, Man of Steel, him finding his place in the world and what he should be doing on Earth. Mm-hmm. Second one is, does the world need him? He finds what he's supposed to do in Man of Steel. Batman vs. Superman is, does the world need him? He sacrifices himself for the world despite the fact that they are refusing him and are bashing him and refusing to want him there. And then he comes back when they need him most, and he's Superman in Justice League. That was Snyder's vision, was the Superman arc.
The rise and fall of Superman.
The
or the
rise,
fall and
fall,
roll.
rise again.
Yeah, oh God, I can fly. Oops, I died, and now I'm back.
It's very much the Christianity view. It's Jesus Christ. It's the story of Jesus Christ, essentially. And that's why there's so many religious undertones throughout his films, with the exception of Justice League, because, well, Justice League got screwed up majorly. Besides the point. But he was supposed to do a second Justice League, which I think the first Justice League, it was supposed to be him coming back, him proving like at that point, it would be the world being like, see, we didn't need it. We don't need him because he's evil, because he would have been evil at that time. And then he would have been redeemed in Justice League 2, which got canceled and all that stuff. But that was it. And I think at that point, say Justice League 2 came out, that would have been Snyder's vision. That would have been it. The movies would have been done. They would have shelved them and continued and started over fresh with new actors, new characters, everything like that.
And that could have been a universe.
But the fans pressured Warner Brothers so hard because they're like, look what Marvel's doing. Look, Avengers. Did you see Avengers? That was amazing. Oh, Age of Ultron wasn't that great. Oh my God, Civil War's coming, guys. Like,
ow. My headphone popped.
Sorry, that's my Marvel impression.
Can I do mine now?
No.
I think you broke my headphone. I don't think I can hear out of my right ear. I think, can I? I don't think I could hear.
Or I broke your eardrum.
Yeah, I mean, there's no blood, so I'm good. Can I do my Marvel impersonation now?
Yeah, we got the Steve one. We go with the best, y'all. Even though we the same story about 5 times in a row before we decide to switch it up a little bit.
Anyway.
Oh, fuck, come at me, boy. Batman v Superman was real bad.
But you have these fans that are freaking out
Fucking
because
come at me.
Marvel is doing what they were doing. And you have these diehard fans that want to see the Justice League together. They want to see all of our DC heroes on film. That's what we want to see. And we just weren't getting it as fast and how we wanted, like Marvel was doing with their characters. And I think that's the fans were crying out for it. So Warner Brothers was like, okay, well, Zack Snyder brought in Wonder Woman, so why don't we do a Wonder Woman movie? Yeah, get that fast track, because also we want to beat Marvel to the first woman thing.
Which was a good film.
Hey, Jeff Johns, what do you think we should do next? He's like, oh, well, okay. So we're establishing Cyborg, Flash, Wonder Woman in the Batman vs Superman, and Aquaman. Okay. Well, how about this? How about we do a movie for each one of them? All right, so we'll build off of Batman vs Superman and Justice League that way. We'll make a Green Lantern Corps movie also. Oh, how about we do this? How about we get the villains and make a Suicide Squad movie about the villains? You know who'd be perfect as Harley Quinn? That actress Margot Robbie, man. She's pretty hot, but I think she'd kill it as Harley Quinn. And that's what I think happened. They were kind of like, well, let's just branch off of what we have and make this universe without hesitation, without saying, well, let's do this the right way. Let's see how we can build this from what we have. Because then they got worried because Batman vs Superman only made $800 million when they were expecting it to make $1 billion, which it should have. It should have made $1 billion, but it only made $800 million. 800-something million, and they're like, oh crap, it didn't make the money we wanted. Oh crap, what do we do?
Jump overboard, man.
Well, okay.
It's game over. Game over.
So people don't like that it was so dark. Okay, hey, Zack Snyder. Hey, Justice League, gotta be toned down a little bit, man. You can't make it so dark. Gotta be nice. Gotta be cool. Gotta have funny jokes in it. You know, gotta make it funny, but can't be that dark. And Zack Snyder's like, it's all right, guys. I got this. So they're making Justice League, and then this shit. That is when everything started to fall off. The wheels started coming off the boat. What? I was just seeing if you were paying attention there because you were looking at your phone.
I heard you. Wheels falling off the boat, man. Same.
Wheels falling off, the plane. Like there's no
wheels on planes either, my guy.
Yeah, there are.
Not if you're a rock star. Not if you're Leonard Skinner,
there was no
man.
way. Everything that they promised, there was no way to bring it in for a landing smoothly. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
Like they promised everything, they built this all up, and now when it was time to finally give you everything, come in for a nice landing, like here's everything you wanted. At this point, there was no way to do it.
The left wing fell off. The right
Suicide Squad was written in 6 weeks and then filmed
in another 6.
In another 6 weeks, and then edited by 7 different companies
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, like, dude, that was a mess. And then you had everything that had happened with, Justice League with Zack Snyder and everything like that. Like, everything just fell apart, and that's kind of why we had the DC that we have now. So everything that literally, if people pay attention to what happened this past week with Henry Cavill and how they're just
they're just pissing him away, basically.
Warner Brothers does not have a handle on DC at all. And I hope they hear this. I'm pleading to them.
Give it to Sony.
I'm pleading. Please, just please put somebody in charge of the DC film division. I'm not necessarily saying put a figurehead like Kevin Feige is at Marvel.
Put Roberto Slavinsky.
But get somebody there. Think of it as making a showrunner for a TV show. You're getting somebody there
everything's easier.
Who helps guide the ship. They come in with their ideas, but they're not the sole writer. They're not the sole producer. They're kind of there that says, okay, look, this is where I want the story to go. Let's get there. And that's how they move forward. My pick would be Zack Snyder, but that's never going to happen. My second pick would be Jeff Johns, which is a possibility, but I think he's already seen how Warner Brothers is and he probably doesn't want it. So that's my problem. That's what I think is wrong with Warner Brothers and the DC stuff, and I think it just needs to stop. And
I think they should just give it to Sony. I mean, look, you gotta give Sony some credit. They're making a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man.
Venom rated PG-13 for your pleasure.
Ribbed for her underage pleasure.
Sorry, it comes out, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
I just don't want to see it at all.
But you will.
I will.
But honestly, though, you gotta give Sony some credit. They're making a Spider-Man universe without the main character.
It's true.
If they can kind of pull that off, imagine what they could do with DC. They could kind of pull that off way better than Warner Brothers is doing.
Yeah. Probably, unfortunately,
or just give it to Disney. Fuck it. Even I don't think Disney can have that, can they? Because that would be a monopoly on something.
No. They can have it.
Can they?
But here's the thing: Warner Brother owns it. Warner Brothers isn't going to sell. Warner Brother owns DC, so they're not going to sell their property. They make money off the comic side and the TV side of things.
I think if there was a dollar amount.
No, they won't.
Or if they just gave over the character rights for films, can't they do that?
I mean, they probably could, but I don't see why they would. So,
I mean, watch actual success.
So, we're gonna get out of the DC stuff now.
Wow!
And getting into the Marvel.
Ah!
So, we talked about last week the pictures of Captain Marvel.
Yeet.
And now it seems like this coming week, actually in less than 24 hours,
yeah,
we are going to be getting a trailer for Captain Marvel. What is it? It's going to be a teaser? Is it going to be what? Who knows? But we're going to get something.
It's kind of quick for them.
No, I mean...
Well, if it's a full-blown trailer, it's a little quick for them.
I think it's going to be like a teaser. Remember that teaser we had for Infinity War?
Yeah, true.
I think that's what this is what it's going to be.
I hope it's not.
And they're putting it out, and then it's going to be part of Venom, or behind Venom, and before Venom, not behind Venom. Before Venom.
It's going to be behind Venom, smacking them cheeks.
Jesus Christ. This is why we have no listeners, Colton.
Yeah. Hey, all three people.
But I think...
Thanks for tuning in again. I love you.
But I think, realistically, that's... we're going to get a full-length trailer at Christmas time, like I said before. So...
Christmas
honestly,
themes.
I wasn't far off with my prediction, though, because I said beginning of October. I mean, we're just a couple weeks off. We're not that far off.
Like a week and a half.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when people are going to start believing me whenever I say this is when a trailer should come out around about. For some reason, I'm good at that.
I will never believe you.
Ass.
Never. I will never let you have that satisfaction from
supposedly, though, again, it's not 100% official. We haven't heard an official word that there's definitely going to be a trailer tomorrow. But they
should have just released one Wednesday afternoon.
Brie Larson is going to be on Good Morning America on Tuesday morning, and it's expected that there will be a trailer for Captain Marvel that day as well. So we will see if something drops. We'll probably get it online at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be the one on that. I normally get the trailers first for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. You get them before I do.
I'm fucking awesome like that.
I guess so.
You can predict it, but I know. Motherfucker.
So that's going on there. And the final thing I want to talk about on this shorter episode of Bridging the Geekdoms.
Why your parents got divorced.
All right, I gotta stand up for this one here.
Mommy just doesn't love daddy anymore.
So, son, I hate to tell you this, but it's because of you.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
You just were a bad kid.
Yeah.
We couldn't take care of you.
That's relatable.
And, we thought about killing you first.
Yeah, you should have aborted.
But,
should have swallowed.
We just figured that, getting a divorce, fucking up your life for the rest of your life is funnier and will give us more enjoyment.
Relatable.
Jesus Christ, we're fucked up.
You just peeked into my life, man.
All right, so what I want to talk about finally here. Wow, dude, this show is.
You will not believe, but I think I produced this one.
Iron Fist Season 2.
Oh, so that's why you stood up.
So, Iron Fist Season 1. Let's do a little backtracking here. Recap of Iron Fist Season 1.
Smacking them cheeks all the way back to Season 1.
Finn Jones, probably the worst actor in all of film and TV history, was cast as Danny Rand, Iron Fist, in Season 1. He and his parents were on a flight that crash-landed in the mountains, and his parents were killed. He was taken to a secret place called Kunlun, and
Mortal Kombat shit.
basically, and learned kung fu and became the immortal Iron Fist. He then
Learning kung fu makes you immortal.
No. That's not what made him immortal. He had to actually go fight a dragon. He went and fought a dragon and became the immortal Iron Fist.
Fucker. I want to fight a dragon. Wait, so he fought a dragon with his bare hands?
I mean, you don't really know if it's like a real dragon or a metaphorical dragon, but they do.
But with his bare fists? Or does he go to like a Subway where Jared's at and they call him the Dragon because that's what the kids called him before he was put in jail?
Jesus Christ, man.
And just like grabs his balls and twists them.
Probably something more like that.
Nice.
So
That's how I'd rate it.
he goes back to New York City for some odd reason. This is Season 1 still. And you find out that there's a company called Rand Enterprises that was run by his father and his business partner, something Meacham, Mr. Meacham.
Mr. Miyagi Meacham.
Which Meacham had two kids who were good friends with Danny while they were growing up, who are now actually running the company. And then, everything ensues. You find out that the Iron Fist is to destroy the Hand, which is the sworn enemy of
Here's some fucking names, man.
of the Iron Fist.
Wait. 'Cause paper beats rock. Holy shit.
The Hand, Iron Fist. You get it. Now, the Hand was in Daredevil.
That's not cool, man.
Matt Murdock,
Because
has fought the
he's
Hand and stuff like
blind.
that.
Gotta use his hand to see.
At least you remembered he's blind and not deaf this episode.
Hey, whatever. It could be deaf, too. You don't know.
But
He's got Helen Keller out here being a superhero.
He has to defeat the Hand, all that kind of stuff. So that's Season 1. And my problem with Season 1 was the pacing was shit. Finn Jones is a horrible actor. I will say this. The one character, his girlfriend, Colleen, she's a really good actress. And damn, she's really good looking, too. Like, I mean...
Nice. You'd smash?
Yeah, definitely.
My wife! That's right.
And everybody, Borat's here.
2018. 2019, Borat jokes will come back.
So... she was a good actress. The Meacham kids, they're not bad actors. They actually have probably the most interesting dynamic in all of the Netflix shows between the two of them, the brother and sister. Like, they have this relationship that is just...
Where you don't know if they're fucking or not.
No, not like that. But it's just, it feels real. And to me, I appreciate when something actually feels real on a TV show, because a lot of times things feel forced or just seem out of place. Their relationship in Season 2 really felt real to me. You get this whole first season that's just ass,
and titties.
Bad acting. No, because that'd be good. It's just badass. It's like that wrinkly, with a bunch of little holes and
so like 90
cellulitis.
Dude, I can only get so erect, man. Calm down.
So
I'm fucking pitching a tent now. We gotta finish this quick. I gotta beat it.
Literally, Iron Fist Season 2 was announced. I was like, okay.
You're like, cool, man.
Not gonna watch it.
What's his opponent this time? Fucking scissors.
I don't know why that makes sense, because it doesn't.
The Hand is paper. Iron Fist is the rock that you make in rock, paper, scissors. So it only makes sense for scissors to fight. And in Season 3, Hand and Scissors team up, and then they finally beat the Rock.
And that's how that happens.
This is why my parents are divorced.
So, I wasn't excited about Season 2. Like, I just had no intention of really watching it. And I knew I was going to. I mean, it's just what I do. I watch everything that's comic book related. But,
Sadly.
It launched or came out on Netflix last week, and I totally didn't know until I got the message from Netflix. They send an email when a new show comes out that you might like, and it was like, hey, Iron Fist Season 2. So I was like, wait, what?
You're like,
I'll get to it. So I got to it this past week. I watched the first 2 episodes, which were kind of tough, but I think I was still holding my grudge against how bad the first season was. I didn't really give it a chance. Yeah. So the one thing I noticed right away was the fight choreography was 100 times better than the first season. Like noticeably better than the first season. So I was.
You can tell this wasn't churned out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'm digging it.
My wife.
But the show really, and this is going to have some spoilers, so sorry. I'm not going to say what happens in the end because the ending is actually really badass.
Because in the end, it doesn't even fucking matter.
But I tell you what, like, the show really grabbed me this season. And I think the biggest reason why...
It was the hand.
And my buddy Jordan from where I work, he probably said it best. He goes, the writers knew what was wrong with the first season. And they corrected that. And what he meant by that is they essentially saw that the pacing was shit, so they made the show only 10 episodes instead of 13. So there was no lag. It was moving constantly, which was nice. The second big problem was Finn Jones, the actor who played Danny Rand, the main character, Iron Fist. They were like, okay, he's a problem. So how are we going to correct this problem that nobody likes this guy? Nobody does. How are we going to correct it? Oh, here's an idea. Let's just give him less screen time. Let's make the story about him, but without him in it.
Basically my life.
And that's kind of what they do. They actually focus more on Colleen Wing, which is Danny Rand's girlfriend.
My wife!
They focus on Misty Knight from Luke Cage. She's in this season. She's in it more than she was in Luke Cage, the first 2 seasons of Luke Cage. I think she had more screen time here than in those 2 shows.
Nice.
Combined, 2 seasons combined. So I was like, okay, this is pretty badass because if you know anything about Marvel's comics, they are, Colleen Wing and Misty Knight are the daughters of the dragon. They are a team up. They team up and they actually have adventures together.
Nice.
Well, guess what? We get that. We get the Daughters of the Dragon, essentially, in this season. It's more the Daughters of the Dragon than it is Iron Fist, which is nice. The enemy, the big bad...
Scissors.
Davos.
Is that Spanish for scissors?
No.
Fuck!
He's referred to as Danny Rand's brother, but he's not, like, blood-related. Like, they became brothers when they were on Kunlun together. And Davos was... born of Kunlun. He was being raised, he was being told he was the next Iron Fist. But Danny Rand...
And here comes a white guy.
Exactly. Danny Rand is the one who actually becomes the Iron Fist because he defeats Davos in a fight and is chosen to go fight the dragon. He fights the dragon, becomes the immortal Iron Fist, so on and so forth.
You said Jared weird.
So Davos is upset and he wants the Iron Fist for himself. And that's what this whole season is about, is him stealing the Iron Fist from Danny. And there's a point in it where he does. He steals it from Danny Rand. He becomes the new Iron Fist. Again, you're taking more story away from the shit that sucked from season 1, you know, and making this guy the new Iron Fist, who's still a bad guy, remember. That's pretty much the series, the season 2, and it's so good. Like, it kept me
mildly
interested the entire time. And the ending, dude, the ending was fantastic. Like, I did not expect the ending to be what it was. And when it happened, I'm just like, wait, what?
What?
That just happened?
Like, did I just come?
What? Like, I'm literally sitting there like, well, when season 3? Now...
And you're like, fuck, this is Iron Fist, damn it!
Exactly, because I'm sitting there like thinking like, season 1 ended, I was like, thank Christ, oh my God.
You're like, now I can fucking kill myself. I'm going to put a watermelon up my ass and hang myself in my closet.
But then season 2 is over, I'm like, I need more, you know?
I just shit out that watermelon and the noose didn't work.
I tell you... I tell you what, no, the rope breaks, I fall, and now I have watermelon to eat. Like, that's how it was like. Like, it was like, oh, sweet, you know, I got something to eat now.
Nothing tastes better than an ass melon. Let me spit them seeds out. Oh, wait, that's a dingleberry. So,
So that, I mean, honestly, go check out Iron Fist Season 2. If you did not like the first season, I'm about 90%, 95% sure that you will enjoy Season 2. So go check it out. I think...
I need to watch season 1.
I mean, I can't believe, like, it literally, dude, I'm telling you, Season 2 of Iron Fist, top 3 of all the seasons of the Marvel shows for me.
Nice.
Like, that
Which
is
one did
how-
it beat out
What do you mean, which one did it
for
beat
your
out?
top 3?
Oh, I don't fucking know anymore. Oh, look,
Yeah.
all I know right now is, honestly, it's Daredevil Season 1 is number 1. I just still think that is such a fantastic season.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Jones Season 2, or Season 1 is probably number 2 for me. And then it would be, they'd probably beat out Punisher. Yeah, Punisher.
I
was
watched
probably number
episode
3 for
1
me.
of Punisher. It's
So-
pretty punishing.
Yeah, but I'd probably beat out Punisher. I'm not saying that Punisher isn't good. Punisher's damn good, and that's just telling you how much Iron
You
Fist Season
enjoyed
2
it.
is good. You know, I mean, that's how good it
It
is.
got good.
It got good.
Good. Good.
So that's all I got for you guys this week. I didn't have much because...
Well, I have something.
oh, boy.
Boy, have you heard about those new t-shirts, my man?
What T-shirts?
You know, them fancy t-shirts with the sleeves over at teespring.com/Nerdtalkalypse Podcast Network, where you can get yourself a fancy new t-shirt.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's one of them t-shirts, my guy. You have one on now.
A T-shirt? Mine is just black.
Oh, I thought you were white, my guy. I am so sorry. Please go over to teespring.com/Nerdtalkalypse Podcast Network and pick up one of our new Swagalicious shirts today.
Why? What does it say?
It says Nerdtalkalypse Podcast Network
How?
on the words on the front
Where?
of the shirt
For what?
for like $21.95.
I'm pretty sure they're not that much.
I don't know, $14.99.
I think they're
About tree fitting.
I think they're like $16, $17, but yeah.
Hey, I did damn good for, doing that off the top of my head. But yeah, go over there, pick them up. Son.
Yeah, I guess that's what he wants you to do, so you should probably
Yeah.
go do it, because if you don't do that, then you're going to get Colton angry, and well...
I turn gay when I'm angry.
All right, I think that's the note that we're going to end on, so take it easy, everybody, and we will talk to you and stuff next week.
Penis.